Good afternoon, friends, neighbors. How's our day been so far? Pizza, excellent pizza. And going back even further in the day, I thought the breakfast was superlative. Um, and so thanks to those breakfast and luncheon chefs. Also, it was a very pleasant morning. There was 3 or 4 great little playing sessions that I was aware of, and I'm sure there's probably even more. There's a good little session up there, Glenn and Bruce and I played some music there, and other people were playing, which is just the way I really like it. It made me feel like a bunch of us were sitting around Emerald Fest just playing music and having fun, and on such a beautiful day. And on such a beautiful day, I think it's time to begin our musical journey from the main stage. And I personally cannot think of a better way of doing it than introducing my good friend, remarkably good guitar player, fine fellow, and general all-around good guy. All the way from Streetsville, Ontario, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together and welcome my friend, Mr. Wendell Ferguson.
Thank you, Magoo. What a great host he is. I've known the guy for a million years, and he looks like he's a million years old. But exactly. It's an honor for me to be here. Bill and Jennifer, thank you so much for putting this up and putting up with me. I'm sort of a guitar player, but I'm not really that sure about it. I'll sing you a song and let you know. Not sure if this is right, but does that look right? Is that all right? On my journey becoming an artist, my guitar teacher wasn't the smartest. So this song that I'm playing's the hardest. It's the ballad of the self-taught guitarist. It gets worse. Are there any guitar players here? Bruce, I know you're a guitar player. You are a guitar owner. Are you a guitar player too? No? What's his name? Ed? You're a guitar player? Well, I can't wait to hear you play later, because, all right. Here's a little song. This is about guitar players. So my whole thing is about guitar players. That's what I am. Here's what I do. If you sort of play guitar, but you find that F's are hard, and you've tried to make a bar, but you're just not able. Let me offer some advice that will make your chords sound nice. Get yourself a small device called a capo. It's a kind of little clamp that alleviates your cramps, and you'll be a happy camp if you use it. It's so magical, you see, 'cause with just G, D, and C, now you can play in any key if you move it. So I always keep one in my pocket, right up to the moment when I lost it. Now all I want for Christmas is a capo. 'cause every chord I make just sounds so ruined. Yes, all I want for Christmas is a capo, 'cause even Magoo can tell it's out of tune. Well, not Magoo, but you can, can't you, Ed? And pretty soon you'll start to toss tomatoes off the pizzas. Oh, yeah, just what the hell you think you're doing? It's a hard song, you know, it's a hard song to listen to. Yes, all I want for Christmas is a capo. The trouble is right now, it's just past June. Wish I was capable to play in tune. Oh, don't clap for that. That was horrible. Crazy drive up here today. It was just packed. It was up a parking lot to Oshawa. I came from Etobicoke. Well, I don't watch my weight or my cholesterol, 'cause I don't need to worry about getting old at all. I'm never gonna have to face the taste of Geritol. Not with the way I drive. Yeah, I take lots of chances. I got lots of nerve. I'm passing on the inside or passing on a curve. Is it any wonder why I can't get insured? Not with the way I drive. Yeah, life's worth living when the world is whipping past. And who can smell the roses when you're going this fast? I'm never gonna know how old age feels when I'm running red lights, taking corners on two wheels. I flew past a cop, wrong way up a ramp. While he was writing me up, he was getting writer's cramp. I'm never gonna hear no children calling me Gramps. Not with the way I drive. Take it right on. Life in the fast lane is life lived wrong, and I'm living proof, but I won't be living long. No fast lane's nothing. If you want to have fun, you ought to try life in the oncoming one. One eye on the road, one foot on the gas, one knee on the wheel, two hands rolling grass. I won't know what hit me right up to the crash. Crash that I won't survive. I got more fines and tickets than I care to mention. Right now my license, it's under suspension. I'm never gonna spend one penny of my pension. I won't see 65. No sir, not with the way I best say bye-bye. Not with the way I drive. The way I drive. Not with the way I drive. Stay off the sidewalks in Peterborough tonight, folks. I got to drive home later. Look out. I'm going to put my glasses on. I'm getting old. A hand for the sound crew here. They're working all last night, working all day today. Last guys to go to bed, first guys to get up. Thank you, Porter Sound. I was telling them they run a great airline too, if you ever get a chance to use Porter. I just got to try the jam and see if it works. That seems to work. This is a song I wrote a while ago. It's on my album Menage et Moi. Sort of means sleeping with yourself. if you want to take a piece of me home later, just come and contact me. No, I have some CDs in the car. Actually, I keep my mother in the trunk of the car, and she sells the CDs. I'll open the trunk for her, and she can make change and stuff. And I think I have about 6 CDs. There's the not very good one, and then the one that's worse than that, and then the one's not quite as good as that one, and then there was the bad one. But if you want something, come on up, and I'm happy to sell you something. How do I sell them so cheap, you say? $20? I have a special deal today, $20 for CD, 2 for $40, today only. People say, what about 3? And I said, I don't know, I've never sold 3. I don't know what that's like. Anyway, hey, on the way up, I stopped at a Timmy's. I think it was Orono, around Orono. There was a Timmy's off the road there, and or it could have been Kirby, I'm not sure. But I knew the 2 guys in front of me were from either Orono or Kirby. I could tell by the accents. And I was standing behind waiting, and I heard them talking, and the one said, did you know that lions have sex on an average of 15 times a day? The other guy said, you're kidding. Oh, I just joined the Rotary. Is this the English-speaking audience? I'm sorry, maybe I'm at the wrong festival. Anyway, this one's called The Mayor of Loserville. I hope I get through it. Little harmony. Oh, thank you both. Thank you both. Thank you both. Any country fans here today? Has anybody into country music? Which country, right? Oh, one. We got one. Thank you. Thank you very much. I grew up with country music in my life, and there was, back in the late 60s, early 70s, there was 2 queens of country music, Loretta Lynn and Tammy Wynette. Do you remember those girls? They were always battling it out for #1 position in the hit parade, and I thought Loretta Lynn was a hillbilly genius. She wrote her own songs. She had fantastic songs and did everything herself. She was just amazing. Tammy had great songs too, but she didn't write them mostly. I'm not sure Tammy could write her name. It was she had writers working for her, but they both had great songs. And Tammy's biggest hit by far was called Divorce. Do you people remember that song at all? It's a story about a couple getting a divorce, and they don't want little Joe to know about it. So they spell everything out in front of him so he doesn't know. And he knows mommy and daddy are speaking in some private language. So maybe it's CHRISTMAS or maybe it's BIRTHDAY is coming up. He's not sure, but it's such a sad format for a song. I thought I can make this a little bit sadder. So here we go, my version of that great song. Russell DeCarl, Randy Franken. Step away from the stage. Security, can we get this guy out of here? He's making me nervous. Now our little pig is 4 years old and quite a little ham. So we spell out the words that we don't want him to understand. Like SAUSAGE or ROAST. But the words were hiding from him now. Tear the heart right out of me. The BUTCHER is coming over today. Soon our little PIG will be going away. It makes me feel just like a KILLER. Oh, I wished I'd never called that BUTCHER. Look at him, he thinks it's time for mud baths or slop again. And he thinks BACON spells sty or pen. I'd hate to see his little feet, PICKLED. Oh, I've sworn off CHOPS, and I'm through with BLTs. BUTCHER is coming over today. Soon our little PIG will be DOA. It makes me feel just like a KILLER. Oh, I wish I'd never called that BUTCHER. No, I wish I'd never called that BUTCHER. That's all, folks. I'm sorry, I lied to you folks. That wasn't a big hit for Tammy Wynette. It was a big hit for Hammy Swinette. Sorry. Hey, is there any Catholics in the audience, by the way? Because I heard on the radio on the way up, the Pope has come down with what was it, bird flu. Yeah. Apparently he picked it up from one of the cardinals. It's just shaking his head. So is God, probably. Well, it could have been worse. He could have got swine flu. He would have needed ointment. Okay, so let's see. I grew up, grew up around country music. My parents, when I was a little baby, my parents had a restaurant, and brilliant name for a restaurant. Get this, my name's Wendell Ferguson. My dad started a restaurant. He called it Ferguson's Restaurant. How's that for brilliance, eh? Anyway, I grew up, there's a jukebox, and I remember as a little kid, Hank Williams and the MGM, the 78s and all those stuff, they were playing them in that jukebox. And so I grew up around country music, and my whole life I've heard country. Even when I got into rock in the 70s and 80s, early 80s, I still kept my finger on the pulse of what country music was doing. I still liked it and listened to it. And I wrote a song a while ago. I took all of the saddest songs I'd heard since I was a baby, the sad country songs. I put them all together. I mashed them up. I congealed them. I rendered them. I distilled them. And I got what I call is the essence of country music. Now, I saw Russ DeCarlo is here. Oh, and John Sheard's here, too. It's almost like musicians. Almost like. Anyway, nice hairdo, by the way, John Sheard. You are starting to look more like me every day. Yeah. Anyway, they had this little restaurant, and I just grew up around country music, and I got this song together. It doesn't use anything that Russell uses in his songs, like a rhyme or meter or, alliteration or rhythm, notes, none of those things. This is just I call it the essence of country music. Me. Her. Us. Her. Him. Them. Me. Okay. All right, that was country. Now we're going to get into blues. Is there any blues fans here? Okay, one or two. All right, here's a blues song. I do a lot of work with Morgan Davis and Susie Vinnick. Over the years, we've done lots of duos together, and I learned a lot from the blues, from them guys. So, and Rick Fiennes too. When you sing the blues, you always repeat the first line. I say when you sing the blues, you always repeat the first line. I say that already? That's what makes the blues so easy. You only have to think of one rhyme. Well, when you play those blues, you only have to know 3 chords. Yeah, when you play those blues, you only have to know 3 chords. And that's what makes I guess I'll have to learn one more. These aren't songs, folks. They're just jokes. I see there's a pornographer in the house tonight. You're taking pornographs. That better not be a digital camera. Is it? See, you can't take my picture then. I'm too old. I'll pixelate. You need analog for me. And is that your dog, by the way, as well? Lovely dog. Lovely dog. Lovely dog. I love dogs. So nice to have you here. I see the next act has arrived because I saw them all milling in. They're like musicians. They're a lot like musicians. Not quite, but they're very close. So, all right, I've asked you about country. I've asked you about blues. Does anybody like that down east Celtic kind of foot stomping, hand clapping, fiddle music? Is anybody into that? Really? You don't sound too enthusiastic. Is anybody into that? Okay, because I can't stand that shit myself. But luckily, I do have a song. I was down there for Stanfest in Cape Breton. They named a festival after Stan Rogers, who's the most famous seafaring man to ever come out of Scarborough. And they love him down there like a native son. They love Stan Rogers. And anyway, I played the Stanfest, and it was kind of fun. It was really fun. They had there was only 6 rooms at the hotel, so the big name acts, you know, Cindy Church and Murray McLaughlin would get a room at the motel. But us lower echelon acts, well, the really low ones, the sidemen got a great big bunkhouse, about 35, 36 people in the same room, bunkhouse with bunk beds. And then I was I was kind of in the middle echelon, so I got the semi-private accommodations, which was it was also a bunkhouse, but there was divisions in it, so we 2 to a room. So I slept with Bob Snyder. I don't know if anybody remembers Bob Snyder, but the guy is stoned 24 hours a day. You're stoned just by being close to him. And anyway, and Valdi and Danny Marks were in the next room. And Danny Marks took one look at the room and said, "I am not staying here." And he went off, and somebody put him up at a house by the sea or something, and they had to go get him every time he had a stage. Anyway, so I'm not particular. Me and Bob slept in our room. If we shut the light out before, there were so many cracks in the walls, we could watch Valdi undress. Not that that's a big thing or anything like that. If he shut his light out first, he could see us. Once I was up in Brampton doing a little, it was a charity thing for Gilda's Red Door Fund, and Miss Canada was on the same show. I found myself in Barrie with Miss Canada, and I had my change room, my dressing room, and there was a little hole in the wall, and she was in the next dressing room. And so I thought, oh, what the heck? Let her look. Anyway, back to out there. I did this festival. It was really fun, and I got a song out of it because most of the regular people would be like you. They'd camp. There was campgrounds. There was houses. There was, tents and campfires. So this festival's amazing. The headliner's inspired. Now we'll all go back to our tents. Sit around our fires, our guitars all will come out. We'll sing the songs we know. That is till someone shows up with a fiddle and a bow. But before the rosin leaves their hand, someone cracks them with the frying pan. Throw another fiddle on the fire and wonder when those fools are gonna learn. Maple, ebony, and spruce could be put to better use, and folks that play like fire might get burned. 'Cause listening to that scratchy, squeaky squawk box is a taste that next to no one can acquire. It's high time they were silenced. Let's put an end to violence and throw another fiddle on the fire. Now, don't misunderstand me. I think they have their pace. They don't bother me a bit while they're in their case. But once they start to tune them and tighten up those bows, I'm like a lawyer. I can't wait until this case is closed. Here's a little thought I hope we'll catch. I think it's high time they met their match. Throw another fiddle on the fire. It warms the heart as far as I'm concerned, to watch it as it catches and slowly turns to ashes. Well, who could roam while Nero's fiddle burned? Oh, the sound of horsehair scraping over catgut is like cleaning out your ears with razor wire. The strings are made of cat, sounds like that cat is still attached. So throw another fiddle on the fire. They start off slowly with rubber dolly, but that's too simple, so raise the tempo, then they get going with Crazy Bowen. As it grows steadily into a medley, oh, I'll be snoozing through Wake Up Susan. Add a little burnt tater, I'll throw tomatoes, then maple sugar and Crazy Bulger. Hand me that Luger or cut my juggler. 'Cause first they start a tune and then they jump into another and another and another, and then pretty soon, brother, you wishing you were deaf, you could run for cover as they saw away at every frickin' jig and reel. Several hours later, since the things are not improving, no one seems to pay any attention to the tuning, and you know they're out of tune because you can see the bow is moving. Tell me who the hell's Big John McNeil? Then just when you swear it's finally gonna end, they call another key and they start all again. Is it any wonder why I hate the violin? They can kiss me on the derriere. So much fiddle, it boggles up your brain. Every song they play all start to sound the same. The only way to tell the tunes apart by name, yeah, right, like anyone cares. Finally it's over, so you start to clap your hands, but they only put the fiddle down so they can do a dance. Kicking and a jumping like just dancing in the pants, so they just all caught mad cow. Them golden slippers wear out the welcome mat. Horns busting special, we've had enough of that. Sounds like someone is kneeling on a cat. Won't somebody kill me now, or throw another fiddle on the fire? Do what you can to stop that dreadful sound. They should be made unlawful. I ain't heard a noise that awful since the night the orphanage burned down. Oh, liberate those F-holes from those A-holes. Just toss them on and watch the pile grow higher. Make every squeaky note go down in flames and up in smoke. And throw another fiddle on right into the middle, son. Let's throw another fiddle on the fire. The banjo's next, folks. Oh, thank you, Bill. Thank you very much. Thank you. You look like friendly people over there, but I don't think so. No. Okay, so I heard a little COVID joke. Anybody in for a COVID joke? All right. Well, this guy hadn't had a shave in 18 months, but as long as I haven't had a haircut. And he had a big long beard, and he went into the barber. They opened the barber up in his area again. He said, "Take it all off. Take it off. Get me down to clean skin again." So the barber clipped most of it with scissors and, the clippers and all that stuff. And then he said, he lathered him up. He said, "Sir, you're kind of old. No offense, but you got a lot of crags and wrinkles in your face. I don't think I'm going to get a clean shave. Take this wooden ball, put it in your mouth, and put it where I tell you, and then I'll shave you." So he took the wooden ball, put it in his mouth. He said, "Put it over this cheek." And he shaved there. And I said, "Put it up here. No, put it down here." And he did that all over his mouth, and he got amazing shave because it pushed the skin out, and he was able to get right up to the hair. Anyway, the guy spit the ball out, and he felt his skin. He said, "My God, that's the best. That's the cleanest shave I've ever had in my entire life. That's amazing. What a great invention. Is that yours?" He said, "Yeah, I thought of that." He said, "You should patent it. That's amazing. I love it. What would happen, though, if I'd swallowed the ball?" And the barber said, "I'll just bring it back in a couple of days. That's what everybody else does." This is the English-speaking audience, right? We've established that. Okay. I'm just tuning. These are called tuning jokes. They're not very funny, but at least they're short. Okay, I got another one for you. This one, a lady goes to the vet and says, "My dog's gone deaf." And the vet said, "Deaf?" "Yeah, he's been getting progressively deaf the last year. He hears less and less, doesn't hear when I call him, can't hear anything. He just needs somebody comes to the door, he's deaf." And the vet said, "Okay, I'll take him in." So he took him in the back room. And he came out like 20 minutes later and said, "Dog here's fine." She said, "No, he's deaf." She said, "No, this breed of dog gets a lot of hair in its ears. You've let the hair build up and the wax and the dirt, and its hearing was completely occluded. All I did was get out the wax, take out all that hair, get it away, and cleaned and flushed out his eardrums. The dog is perfect. The dog hears fine." Now, I'm going to have to charge $85 for that, by the way. But if you want to avoid that in the future, what you should do is keep the dog's inner ears free of hair. She says, "Well, how do I do that? I can't shave it." He said, "Just get some hair remover or something like that, and once a month give it a little bit of hair remover, and you should be fine. You'll never have to see you again." So she went to the drugstore, and she picked up some Need or some Nair or something, and she went to pay for it, and the cash register was on lunch, so the pharmacist was behind the cash register, and he said, "Oh, hair remover, that's nasty stuff, that uses acid. That's how it comes off. It's pretty rough on your skin." He said, "If you're using that on your legs, I would get a lanolin-based cream to put on your legs later." And she said, "Well, thank you very much, but it's not for my legs." He said, "Well, if you're using it on your armpits, then I would definitely get an aloe kind of based medicated cream to put on after you use this stuff. And she said, well, if you must know, it's not for my legs and it's not for my armpits. If you have to know, it's for my schnauzer. And the pharmacist said, well, then I wouldn't ride a bike for a couple of weeks. I don't know. Maybe you'll have better luck with them, Russ. Okay, so here's an instrumental. I sing those the best. Just want to make sure the jam hand's working here. 1 second. That should work fine. Okay, this one, a big hero of mine, Chet Atkins. I heard them when I was a little kid. My parents got a home entertainment center. It was around, I guess, 1962 or something. Stereo was brand new. And I was a little kid, and my ears were brand new, and the stereo was brand new. And they came and set it up at the house, and they put up the FM aerial, and they balanced it, and they leveled it. And they brought you 2 demonstration records, because they knew it was your first stereo, and you wanted to hear stereo sound. And one of them was called Mood Latino. It was I think it was the George Shearing Quintet, and it was all Latin music, and nothing against that, but I was, as a 6, 7-year-old, I wasn't into Latin music too much. But there was a semi-naked woman on the cover. She was posed like this, and you could see a side of her face and her back, and she was bare right to the crack of her bum in color. I spent hours looking at that photo. I never ever played the record, but I spent a lot of time looking at the photo. It was way better than the girdle section in the Eaton's catalog. Anyway, then the other album was called Cavalcade of Hits on the RCA Camden label, and it had everybody was on RCA. I guess Eddie Arnold and Al Hurt and Trini Lopez, Vita Hammer, and all that stuff. The Lennon Sisters. On the 5th cut on the first side was a song by a guy named Chet Atkins. I never heard of Chet Atkins. I was a 6-year-old. How would I know? But I put that record on, and that just did something to me. The sound of that record, I kept lifting the needle back and putting it back and playing the 5th cut a million times. So here's what it was. Mr. Sandman, bring me some sand. I'm out of sand, I could sure use some sand. I don't know the words. It was just like the record. It was all flat and scratchy. All right, thank you very much. What's the time getting to be? Have you got an official time on you over there? Let me look. I got it on my clock, too. I just can't find it. 2:40. I got enough time for maybe one more joke. 2:40. I got 20 minutes left, so I can do another joke. No comments from the peanut gallery, okay, over there? You'll get your stage time in a little while. Depends. Gee, you'd almost thought we worked that out. John Sheard, a man. Speaking of musicians, there's a bunch of them right there. I got a little song. This is just for you guys and your wives, musicians. Ready? This is my wife and I were having a little, well, I wouldn't call it an argument. After 36 years, we don't really argue anymore. It's just a reboot of the same discussion. Once I push her buttons. Anyway, long story short, I was sleeping in the other bedroom. And the computer was in there, and I thought, why do we keep having this problem? I write down all my good points, and it was a sizable list, double-spaced, large font. And then I wrote down my bad points, and it was a little bit longer. And I looked at the bad points, I thought, I know a whole group of people that have these bad points. This isn't a bad thing. I got our song here, so. Well, ladies, listen up. If you're looking for a love, to meet a man who's interested in hitching, go find a working slob, someone with a job, a guy with a professional position, a lawyer or a clerk, or any man who works, preferably a rich young physician. But follow my advice and don't screw up your life. Don't go marry a musician. Right? Well, you spot him in a pub or working some nightclub and say, now there's the husband I envision. He's handsome, long and lean. He really fills those jeans. But listen to your woman's intuition. Well, sure, he looks like Elvis, but he only loves himself. As anyone who can't see that needs an optician. And from the minute that you fail, life becomes a living hell. Don't go marry a musician. Well, they'll keep you up all night, the party to daylight, then sleep all day and watch television. They never own a car, they'll call you from some bar and need a ride to jams, gigs, or sessions. They're gonna promise you the moon, but you'll settle for a tune, and that's provided you can pass the audition. And you better love to wait, 'cause they always show up late. Don't go marry a musician. No, sir. They're generally kind of dumb, especially if they drum. They're lazy and they ain't got no ambition. But they're active sexually, as soon you're gonna see when they put you in some awkward new position. Hygiene and cleanliness ain't high up on their list. Tomorrow you might start to feel some itching. And keep an eye on your new mister, or you'll catch him with your sister. Don't go marry a musician. Yeah, they'll hit you up for cash. They'll blow it all on hash. Take money from your purse without permission. They'll keep you in the poorhouse. They're always at that whorehouse. And every night's a party in your kitchen. So if you're hearing wedding bells, look for someone else. Don't you make that bad decision. Yeah, do yourself a favor. Use the brains the good Lord gave you. Don't go marry a musician. They're gonna break your heart, max out your credit card. Don't go marry a musician. Yeah, they're gonna do you wrong, then they'll put it in a song. So don't go marry a musician. True words were never spoken. Thank you. Thank you. Love the boater. That's a great hat. All right, let's see. I must have about 15 minutes left. All right, here's a medley of my hit. Change channels on this thing. Okay, that works. This is anybody own a boat here? Anybody? Any boat owners? You have a boat. Big one? Not just a little one? Okay, I have a little dinghy myself. Oh, let's not get into that. Anyway, I wrote this song about boat owners, and well, it's pretty well self-explanatory. Anybody who has a boat, they know the love and the passion. So, up in cottage country. No, how's it start? I can't even remember. Some girls seem to go for men with muscles. Ow. Other girls prefer a man with class. Rustic Carl. Some like men with taste. Again, Rustic Carl, but just for the woman he's with. Or just a handsome face. Others go for wallets full of cash. Oh, but up in cottage country, things are different. There's one simple rule I will announce. Oh, when it comes to boaters, it's all about their motors. Believe me when I tell you, size counts. He's got a great Johnson. It's the biggest Johnson on the lake. All the neighbors turn green when they see his machine. It's the biggest Johnson that they make. And all the girls cry awesome and whistle loud when he goes by. They know if they look cute in their sexy swimsuits, they can take that big Johnson for a ride. He's got a great big Johnson. Oh, it's bigger than an Atlas rocket, with all of the force of 400 horse. We all wonder where he docks it and makes from here clear to Wisconsin. It's talked about with jealous pride, 'cause when his anchor drops, he hauls up that big prop, and oh, how all the ladies sigh. He's got a great big Johnson. It makes all the other motors stall. You might feel like a jerk with your minuscule Merc, 'cause next to his, well, I'm afraid yours looks small. And everybody wants one, but that model isn't made no more. As you tug on and choke all your 22 strokes, he'll just put that Johnson through the floor. Put it to the floor. A great big Johnson. It makes all us other boaters simply sick. When he wears his Speedos, we say, damn that torpedo. And folks all think they sighted Moby Dick. There she blows when that thing is throbbing. You can hear him coming miles away. I don't mean to be crude, but it's just effing rude. to all us other dinghies, us little tiny dinghies, to all us other dinghies in the bay. Thank you. That was a work loosely based on fiction. The ladies, the lovely ladies. Okay, I guess I'm getting close to the end of my time because we got another neat thing coming up, which is going to be a song circle with a whole bunch of people. I got 9 minutes left, and I plan to use all 9 of them. So let me see. I'll look at my set list and see what I got left. All right. Okay, I got time for 2 more. I think I'll do these ones. This is another medley of my hit. I wrote this one back years ago on my first record. It was called I Picked Therefore I Jam. And CBC played it a lot. And some people told me if the North ever secedes from the rest of Ontario, this will be the national anthem. Anybody who's ever driven along Highway 17 out west, you'll identify with this song. It goes like this. Sing along if you know the words. Rocks and trees, trees and rocks. If you've driven 17, then you've seen lots. Though I dearly love this land, I have stood all I can stand. Rocks and trees, trees and rocks. Rocks and trees, trees and rocks. Reams and reams of endless trees and tons of rocks. The whole north is just proliferous with metamorphic and coniferous rocks and trees and rocks. Rocks and trees, trees and rocks. Motel signs, hydro lines, and a flattened fox. Oh, construction site machinery is a welcome change of scenery from rocks and trees, trees and rocks. Bert loves Pearl, John loves Jane. Must each boy and every girl inscribe their name? It's so quaint the way he told her, with spray paint upon a boulder. Bert loves John, Bert loves John. Well, times have changed. Rocks and trees, trees and rocks. A double line I'm stuck behind about a dozen trucks. By the time you hit Kenora, you don't want to see no more. Rocks and trees, trees and rocks. Rocks and trees, rocks and trees. A guy can quickly get real sick of seeing these. What's the deal with all the tourists? It's a shield here and some forest and trees and rocks. And rocks and trees. Here's a break. It's a little lake, cause I seen all the you-know-whats that I can take. As I gaze down to the bottom, I can feel it's filled with rotten trees and rotten rocks. For God's sakes, miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of trees, piles and piles and piles and piles and piles of rocks. When God made this northern land, He must have ordered way too many rocks and trees, trees and rocks, rocks and trees, trees and rocks. Rocks and trees, trees and rocks. Thank you. I got time for one more, but I'm not going to leave. I'm going to stay up here, and we're going to have a little song circle with some other good friends of mine. Wow. I got to start cleaning that thing out up gigs. Oh, I don't think I've done this for 18 months. There's spores living in this thing. Okay, so Bob Dylan. I don't know if you're a fan, but I was on this tour with Bob Snyder once, and he said, if you're going to be a folk singer, no, he doesn't have any teeth. He said, if you're going to be a folk singer, you damn well better have a protest song. So this is my protest song, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to our lovely hosts, Bill and Jennifer, for throwing this on. DocFest, it's a lovely way to spend an afternoon. You're going to hear some great music today, this afternoon, and all night. So here we go. Well, late last night, I took a big bite. My throat got tight and my face went wide 'cause I didn't chew. Yeah, I tried to talk, but my throat was blocked. All my air cut off, couldn't even cough 'cause I didn't chew. Who'd have thought that I would suffocate just because I didn't masticate? I saw St. Peter standing at the gate, saying to me, how does it feel? He said, how does it feel to be coming back home? Life on earth is blown by one chicken bone. Well, sure I croak. Now all you folk, you laugh and joke. Wait until you choke 'cause you didn't chew. You grab your chest, you gasp for breath and get so depressed as you face your death 'cause you didn't chew. Wolfing food down was your fatal flaw. All you had to do was move your jaw. But what's really sticking in your craw is me saying, how does it feel? I said, how does it feel to be coming back home? Life on earth is blown by one chicken bone or some Toblerone, a Swiss Chalet for a limited time, or a curling stone, the Briar on CBC, or a pocket comb, Fuller Brush, I'm getting some product placement money, or a garden gnome, Travelocity, or a pocket comb. I'd like to take a minute, thank Bill and Jennifer for putting on DocFest and for having me up here. I'd like to thank my good friend Magoo for suggesting to even have me. You're going to hear a lot of great music once I'm done. It's coming up shortly. But mostly, I'd like to thank all you people who came out here today. Without you, it would just be really, really awkward. Oh, and one more thing. I had a fantastic pizza earlier. Let's give a big hand for the pizza man. And once again, the sound crew, Porter Sound. I'm gonna take this song home 'cause Russell DeCarl wants to get going. You've all got babysitters at home. You've got caregivers at home. And I'm almost out of poem. But first I'll take it up one tone. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wendell Ferguson. Thank you both.
Hey, Wendell Ferguson, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks. We're just going to get some musicians to come on up here, and we're going to do just a little pass the song around, just like happens at other festivals and events. And I just saw an opportunity of a bunch of great players and songwriters just to get together on a nice sunny afternoon and do that. And while we're doing that, if I may remind you, donations to Kawartha Food Share are, you can make those donations. Debbie in the canopy, just the other side of the fence, right over there is right there. And if you care to donate to Kawartha Food Share, remember every dollar that goes to Food Share creates $6 in food that goes to the Food Share and the food bank. So please remember that, and we'll just get set here and we'll be right back. Perhaps you could stretch and fetch. Delicious beverages are available in coolers right over there by the pizza oven, where the pizza was absolutely delicious earlier this afternoon. Or perhaps you could just stretch to say hello to a few friends. Until such other time as when the music begins shortly, we'll be right back.